Dakota, yes. What about south of North Dakota?
South Dakota.
South Dakota, yes. What about south of South Dakota? Nebraska, yes. And south of Nebraska? Kansas. So keep going east on our map. What state would this be? Minnesota. Minnesota is known for their lakes. They call this the state of 1,000 lakes. And south of Minnesota is
Iowa.
Iowa has more vowels and consonants in their name. And then south of Iowa is Missouri. That's the city, is the capital of Missouri. South of Missouri, not south, east of Missouri is this state. Which one is this? Illinois. Illinois is where Abraham Lincoln is buried, right in the capital. So above Illinois, north of Illinois is Wisconsin. Madison is the capital of Wisconsin. East of Wisconsin, the two peninsulas are called Michigan. Yes. Michigan is made up of two peninsulas. Peninsula is a body, it's like a body of land surrounded by bodies of water. The three sides of the state is surrounded by water.
Oh, we'll come back later.
Okay. So three sides of the state is surrounded by water, and they call that a peninsula. So Florida, you see, it's got water on all sides. All three sides is a peninsula. So south of Michigan, we live in this state. It's called Indiana. And then east of Indiana is Ohio. Perfect. Okay, so let's go over the lakes in this region, the Midwest region. So we're going to start over here. This lake runs through North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri. It ends in Missouri, so it is called the Missouri River. So the Missouri River runs into this big old river in the USA that runs almost directly in the center of the USA. It runs right through the Midwest region, and you might know what it's called?
Mississippi River.
The Mississippi River. Okay, and then this river, we're all really familiar with this river. We should be. It is south of Ohio, south of Indiana. It is called the
Ohio River.
Not Lake Michigan. Michigan's one of the Great Lakes, but it is called the Ohio River. You are correct. Every time you go south or you go into Kentucky, you will cross the Ohio River. Every time. So Indiana, everybody knows that Indiana is named after, right? The Indians in the region. So you see the Indian, Indiana. So Mississippi is kind of like that too. Mississippi is named after some Indians in the Mississippi region, named the Mississippis. And they have the Mississippi Dunes and all that stuff. So let's go over the lakes of the Midwest, the Great Lakes of the Midwest. So let's start with the one we're all pretty familiar with. It touches Indiana. So which one is this?
Lake Michigan.
Lake Michigan. And then by Lake Michigan, this Great Lake is called the
Lake
Lake Huron. You're right. So north of Ohio, it's called the Lake Erie. And then north of Lake Erie is
Lake Ontario.
Lake Ontario. And then lastly, the biggest of them all is
Lake Superior.
exactly Lake Superior. So then we have everything labeled but the capitals. So let's start where we started with the states and go to North Dakota. Does anybody know the capital of North Dakota?
Bismarck.
Bismarck. So right here, right, Bismarck. And then the capital of South Dakota is
Pierre.
Pierre. Pierre. And then the capital of Nebraska is
Lincoln.
Lincoln. Everybody knows what Lincoln's named after, right? The president, Abraham Lincoln. And then the capital of Kansas is Topeka. Correct. Alright. So let's start up here in the north. So the capital of Minnesota is
St.
St. Paul. Capital of Iowa is Des Moines. It's a little hard one to say, isn't it? I have trouble a lot of times saying it too. In Missouri, someone already said it. It is Jefferson City. Jefferson City is also named after a president, Thomas Jefferson. Okay, so the capital of Wisconsin is Madison. Correct. Okay, and below that, Illinois, and capital of that is Springfield, yes. Everybody knows the capital of Indiana, right? Indianapolis. What about the capital of Michigan? Lansing. Yes, you said it, you're correct. Good job, Allie. Lansing. And then Ohio is Columbus. Not Cleveland, not any of that. Columbus. All right, third grade. When you are done writing these states and